Welcome everyone, and thanks for checking out my holiday 2022 Stress Less Method. It's Marcy, Coach Marcy K if we're just now meeting, and I am so excited to share this method with you because I know you'll leave feeling less overwhelmed, more clear, more grounded, more organized after this. So let's get started. We're going to start by setting some intentions for the holidays so that you can create a season this year that feels more grounded and intentional. And then we'll also free up some of your mind from those worries and clear your head and your heart by putting stuff on paper so that you can be more present with those that you love. So what you'll need for this method is to grab a notebook or at least a couple pieces of paper. Grab a pen, and if the mood is right, grab yourself a nice little coffee, mocha, or glass of wine. We are going to get settled here and dive right in. So I want you to start on that first page of paper. I want you to start reflecting on a holiday that was memorable for you. So write down some words. What stood out? How did you feel? What were the events, the people, or the place that evoked that feeling? Get real specific with those words. There's no wrong or right. Just start writing. Pause the video, and after you're done, meet me right back here. Welcome back. So now I want you to think back to a holiday that wasn't so great. Was memorable, maybe not in a great way. So I want you to jot down what about that holiday you'd like to not repeat this year. Maybe it was an event, maybe it was people, maybe it was a feeling. So take your time. I want you to really reflect, really get clear. Pause the video and I'll meet you back here. So welcome back. Now you've written down thoughts and feelings, memories from a holiday that was special, and then thoughts and feelings from a holiday that you don't want to recreate. So now we're going to get real clear on what you want to create for holiday 2022. Look back at those lists, and I want you to kind of come up with words, thoughts, feelings, and just get real free with your writing and write those down. Perhaps you have feelings or thoughts of having a relaxing, joyful, traditional. If you have little kids, maybe the word is a magical holiday. So take your time, write down those thoughts, feelings, intentions for this year. Pause the video, I'll meet you right back. So you've laid the larger foundation, the feelings, the intentions for how you want this holiday to feel. Now we can dive a little bit more into the method that I'm here to share with you. The method is pretty simple. We have 3 steps to the method and 3 lists. So grab that pen and paper again, and we're gonna dive into the method. The method is decide, eliminate, and delegate. We're gonna create these 3 lists so that you're really crystal clear on what is going on this season. So we're gonna dive into the first step, which is determine. And in order to determine what's going on, we're gonna get crafty with that pen and paper. I want you to get as messy as you need to get with these lists. We're not turning this into the teacher. We are just kind of free flowing. I like to call it a brain dump. That's what we're doing here. So the first list, I want you to write gifts at the top. I know gifts are an important part of the holiday season for so many of us. Second list, number 2, is going to be entitled events and activities. And then the last one is going to be tasks or to-dos. So by breaking this down, by getting stuff written down in front of you, will really be able to take the first step, which is deciding or determining what needs to be addressed this holiday season. So let's start with our first list, which is gifts. So again, not nice and neat, no order, get messy. I just want you to get creative. Just start jotting down everyone that you typically buy a gift for. So this isn't necessarily everyone you're gonna buy a gift for this year. I just want you to start listing those names, brain dumping here on this first session. So as you're writing this list, you're thinking about family members, perhaps you gift friends, potentially service providers, like your hair and nail person, your barber. Maybe you work with colleagues or specifically people that help you out in the office. Maybe it's your kid's school, the teacher, the people at the front desk at your child's school. And I know there's a temptation right here to jot some notes. I want you to avoid that. Don't do that now. We're just allowing ourselves to really get those names on the page. And just remembering, if you typically do a white elephant or an ornament exchange, that goes on this list here too. For some of us, this might be a long list. It could be 2 pages. That's fine. Let's pause the video, and I encourage you, as you pause the video, not to get sidetracked. Let's stay right on task and come back here when you're ready to do your second list. So welcome back. We're on to our second list, which is events, activities, calendar type stuff. So I want you to do the same thing here that you did before. We're not eliminating or deciding here. We're not determining what's going on this season. Just put down the typical activities, social things that you have on your December calendar. So everything from the office Christmas party, stuff that you're expected to go to, like a live performance, or if you have a tradition of going to see Christmas lights or a tree lighting, that all goes here. Events and activities, not necessarily bad stuff, it's fun stuff too. Do you have the tradition of seeing Christmas tree lighting, taking your kids ice skating, going up to the snow? Do you host parties at your house? Do you do a cookie exchange, an ugly sweater party? I love that one. So this is all gonna go on this list. That stuff that goes in your calendar that either you typically host or you host to. Yeah, so all of that stuff that goes here. Christmas caroling, all of that. I encourage you to pause this video, get that list nice and complete, and meet me back here. And before you pause, I encourage you not to calendarize it. So we're not quite yet saying this is December 10th, for example. Just really putting it, brain dumping it on that list. So welcome back. We're here to our final list, our final category, and this is the stuff that needs to get done. So this is a long one, right? So again, just an opportunity to get everything down on the page. Everything from ordering Christmas cards, that's a big one. And then with that one, just breaking it down even more, like addressing those Christmas cards, stamping those Christmas cards, scheduling the time to actually get the gifts purchased, wrapping the gifts. If you have guests that come in town, cleaning that guest bedroom, decorating your house, decorating the inside of the house, decorating the outside of the house, putting away all your fall decor. These are some kind of tasks just to give you some ideas. And your list will be super specific, custom to you and your family. Maybe there are some event tickets that you need to buy, and then another task would be booking the childcare for when you're gonna go to that event. If you have a holiday trip, perhaps it's booking the pet care or the home care. But if you're mentioning that holiday, or if you're listing that holiday trip, keep that thought, that preparation of trip planning on a separate list. We're just staying real specific to this holiday. So again, take your time, pause the video, take all the extra time you need, and then we will meet right back here. So now you're back. You have your 3 lists. You've done what I call that brain dump. So these lists are looking complete, they're looking messy, and that's perfect. So what we've done is we've determined what needs to get out there, out of the brain this holiday season. And I want you to go back to those thoughts, those intentions, those feelings you want to create holiday 2022. That was our first exercise. I want you to write those at the top of each of these lists. And then we're gonna move to step 2, which is eliminate. So we've determined, now we're eliminating. I want you to think of the stuff on your list. I want you to think if it loops back to that bigger value or intention for the season. So as you do that, feel free to grab that pen and cross through a couple things that perhaps don't link back to that bigger intention for the season. They don't stir up those feelings that you've determined are important to you and your family. So I'll give you some examples. If decorating gingerbread houses is on your list, is that something that you put on your list just because it's a Christmassy thing to do? And if you didn't mention it to your kids, they probably wouldn't miss it? Give yourself a break, lighten your load, cross that out. Looking at the calendar, are there things, or on your to-dos, are there things that can be cut? Can you offer yourself a little grace here? Maybe it's eliminating some kind of task. Maybe Christmas cards aren't in the cards for you this year. You don't really enjoy it. You don't think anyone really misses it. Can you cross that off? Just giving some ideas. If you're not apt to cross something off, maybe you can do a little check mark or star, I feel you, and come back to that. And then really take your time to go through those things on your list and check in. Does it support that vision and value? Or are you doing it out of the sense of obligation and expectation? Pause the video, take your time, and cross some stuff off that list, mama. I'll meet you back here. So welcome back. We're back to the third and final step of this method, and that is to delegate. Delegate and automate. So looking back at your list, are there things that you can delegate or automate? For example, the Christmas cards. If you didn't eliminate those cards, if they're still on your list and they feel important to you, can you get some help automating, getting them stuffed, addressed, and even posted? Or, for example, can you delegate it? Do you have a teen or someone with decent handwriting in your household that you can delegate the addressing the envelopes to? Do you have a kiddo that likes stamping things? Can you delegate that? What about the Christmas shopping? Can your partner or spouse pick out gifts like for their own side of the family, for example? Can you task your kids with helping to decorate some of the house? So yeah, just thinking of who you can assign tasks to or how you can automate things. When we're hosting a meal or a party or a holiday get-together and friends and family ask, can I bring anything? And you say, oh no, just bring yourself, like your default. Can you consider saying, yeah, it'd be great if you brought something. It'd be great if you brought a side dish, a dessert. So that's where delegation comes in. And the thing that we often forget is that people want to contribute. They want to feel like they're helpful. Oftentimes, we, especially as women, feel like we need to carry this load of I can do it all by myself. And then when we do reach out for help or that ask from friends and family, and we do say, yeah, that'd be great if you did that, then they feel more connected. They feel more helpful. So just reminding ourselves this holiday 2022 that the season's not all our responsibility, that we can create a network, a team, and delegate and automate. And we're going to just stay more connected with those that we love when we do that. We're just gonna stay more connected to that holiday spirit when we feel like our load is lightened and a little more joyful. So now that you've pared down your list a bit, you've decided what's gonna be automated and delegated, you've come back to those big thoughts of what you want to create this holiday season. It's at the top of each of your page, those words that you chose. Now you're going to get to the nitty-gritty, getting stuff done, and really calendarizing stuff. And so I want you to click on my link to download a calendar so that you can be clear on when you're gonna do stuff. But before we do that, I just want to remind you, if there's still stuff on your list, whatever it is, XYZ, that you really don't enjoy, there's another way that you can make it a little more enjoyable, or another suggestion I have for you. So let's say that Christmas cards are just, you dread them. I'm with you. And my suggestion for that is really creating a mood for yourself, setting a scene to make it as enjoyable as possible. Maybe you're turning on a holiday movie. You're gonna make yourself a cocoa, a tea, light a Christmas candle, and just make that task or experience as pleasant for you as you can. We're looping back to that bigger intention, those words that we want to hold those thoughts, those feelings present in everything we're doing. So if the task still is like, oh, okay, I put my Christmas movie on, it's still, gonna be a doozy, maybe setting that reward for you after you've completed that task. Whatever that task is for you that is just on that list still, not that enjoyable, can you reward yourself afterwards? Set up a little let's make a deal, maybe a bubble bath afterwards, date night with the hubby, getting your nails done with a friend. So yeah, that's what I suggest for those things that are still on your list that you're not loving. So back to the final bit, the final piece to getting you feeling grounded and organized. So that is calendarizing these items. So I want you to print the calendar, and I want you to really time block, like you would an appointment, these things that need to get done, that you've decided need to get done. I want you to be realistic with your timing. How long will it take to decorate the tree, for example? And schedule it in as you would any other kind of meeting or task. So what I find is really important is to time block, and if something feels like it's going to be a multi-day task, let's say decorating the house, block it in 30 minutes where you can. You don't have to get the whole thing done in one fall swoop. The reason I'm having you do all of this is because the antidote to stress is planning and preparation. It's really the truth. Things will come up that we haven't thought of, but if we have clarity, direction, the majority of the stuff that's going on this holiday season, we feel more anchored and grounded. Your family will feel more anchored and grounded. We can be more in joy in everything that we're doing. So that's all I really have for this method. I hope you found this super helpful. I hope it brings more joy, more groundedness to you and your family this holiday 2022. For more information on me and the kind of work I do in my one-on-one coaching, please visit my website, coachmarcyk.com. And I'm really looking forward to connecting with you real soon. Bye.